The way this happened, Groka reached out to me, asking if I would, could cover their match, or basically asking what I had going on today. And I was like, man, I've really got my eyes on that Hypnos Good Guys game. I think that one's going to be hyper competitive. Is there any way y'all could push your match up a little bit? We'll do a double header. It'll be awesome. So they did. Everybody in the lobby agreed to move this game up just so they could be on the stream. Which, talk about appreciative. Talk about thankful. That's such an amazing gesture. I feel very honored that, and I apologize wholeheartedly for any inconvenience this may have caused to all of the players and staff involved in this match. To change over last second, just to get, and hopefully, I hope y'all enjoy it, and it's valuable to y'all and all those things. It means a lot to me that y'all are excited to be on stream, and I'm excited to get your teams out there. And for one of these teams, it's gonna be the last match of the year, at least for FACEIT League. So, it may be our last look at some of these players before we get into 2025. And, hopefully the promise and the hope that 2025 brings with it. 2024 was very much a rebuilding year for the entirety of Overwatch esports. If we take a look at our bracket here, out of your top 16 to make it in, we are down to a top 8 in the upper bracket. A couple of upsets in the upper bracket. Meta Boys are your team to beat right now. Dusty catching the brunt of that right out of the gate. So Dusty Iceland sneaking into our playoffs here. Despite dropping that last win, the last game of the regular season. They make it to the 17 slot with Tundering Rhinos dropping out or disbanding. Whichever. So, with that said, they've been given an opportunity. They did have to go up against that number 1 seed, but now it's this chance to run through lower bracket and kind of find your rhythm, see if you can put something together here with this safety net lower run. Pytel coming in a little bit more of an unknown, and I think this is a team. Every time I see this team, I'm like, man, I need to get this team on more. So yeah, Pytel finished 9-5. Right there, middle of the pack. So it ended up, on top of some of these names that we were just mentioning, like Super Shy and T2 Esport, and Everfrog for that matter. Everfrog is one of those. Everfrog I felt like a super streaky. There's days where Everfrog look like they could really punch above their rate class and end up in top 6 or something. And there's other days where Everfrog seems to kind of not quite be able to get it together. So, but that's still, I still think, Pytel, coming out with a better record than that squad is saying something. Everfrog definitely has some chops behind him. All right, what are we getting here today? What are we showing us? Looks like Groka and Pytel are indeed showing us a bit of the old Maga Rush, but an interesting take on it with Cheeseburger there in the Torbjorn and Cold on the Ash. So we've seen a lot of double flex DPS recently here in this meta. Looks like both teams running out with a hit scan here to kick things off. In fact, I don't know. Depends on where you slot Sojourn. So you can technically call this double hit scan. Ooh, that's a lot of early pressure. Gunner's just going all the way back to spawn. Will not make it. First couple of kills will go the way of Pytel here. They do trade out that Torbjorn. There's a rush in. One pick from Nerf this, but can you stop the giant Gatling guns of the Malga? You just get run over. I think, between Maga is carrying 4 guns, right? Each arm has to count too, right? It's like guns holding guns. First cap going to Pytel. Speaking of holding. All right, Nerf this coming off the Widowmaker. It's going to go ahead and back on to the Ash. Not quite as all in on that strategy. Still very interesting, the DPS line to accompany the Devo with a Zinjuno. Keep an eye from Silly Goose's paw here on the outside. You can see there's a lot of pressure pushing on the left onto those hit scans, but Ilo wins out that war with the assistance of that Discord orb and able to dance around. Ilo whittles through all 4 of those guns from Groka. Still 37% and counting on the board here. The flip starts to come through. Doesn't seem to be just enough presence here to drive Ilo away, and it gives Nurse this enough time to pick up a kill, making a pair of kills. There's the flip. Pytel lose control. That's what I was gonna say. Colder looking for that shot down towards Drum. See if they can catch Nerf this. There's a large incoming force that Nerf this makes the raid, just backs away. Look at the rotation. See how far away everybody's keeping. Nerf this still ends up kind of alone as Chase comes in. I mean, you have the speed ring as well as the overrun, and they definitely close that close the gap with Colder coming with the final blow. Now, with the cage fight, it's out gonna find too. Orbital ray in from Ikiari. Trying to hold the line, but can't heal through that pulse, and the beam fades away. Ilo watches desperately as their healing runs away from him out of the cage. This point will flip back over to Pytel. 48% apiece on the board. Couple great headshots. Just kind of open up that left-hand side while Gunner and Ilo look to push up through main. Ilo goes right to the objective while the rest of Pytel kind of regroup in Drum. Here comes Groka to anchor out. We do have a Bob ready from Kolda. Gonna throw into the backline immediately. 2, 3 shots down to the Zen, but they're all body shots. Can't find the final blow. But Mr. Butler is there to clean up. Bob now invested from Nerf this, and they respond in kind. Nerf this gets a pair. Let's go to some Nerf this Pav. After taking out both DPS and anchoring the point there with Mr. Butler. Orbital ray has to be invested here from Pytel to try to hold on. Nice shot from Nerf this. Oh, but the stun! The stun from Kados will deny the remake from Ilo. Down to about 20 health, and the rally has faded. Ikiari comes in to clean up, gives a kick to the face of Kato. 99% on the board here. Cheeseburger trying to get this flip. Groka's going to go down. Nerf this is still alive on this point. Trans has to be invested. But Nerf this does find a couple of kills here. Still hasn't ensured the flip. Ilo eventually off the Diva onto Amaga. Possession goes back red. Man, what a fight. Gotta admire the tenacity out of Pytel holding on to that. Kept it sweaty. Kept it sweaty. Forcing Nerf this to make some killer shots, but Nerf this stepped up to the plate. Able to make those plays. I probably shouldn't use, like, stepping up to the plate is a baseball reference. That's probably not a good reference to use in an EMEA game, huh? I'll do better. Okay. Cola just gets caught out completely. Looked like Pytel might have tried to just use it, like, realize they were caught out. Might try to use it as a red herring to get a rotation in. But it's not going to get there in time. It's a very broken approach there from Pytel. Nerf this and Silly Goose on top of it. A lot of room to land the shots. They make good. Good swing back here from Dusty. And the Icelandic underdogs will take our opening round.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
Okay, now this is an interesting look. Groka is showing us some Junker Queen here. Okay, I was about to be a little baffled. I mean, Junker Queen, I guess, could still be viable. I mean, just as much as Reinhardt, despite the Junker Queen nerfs. But we do, in fact, you know, get a little Ryan Bastion. Let's check the sim strats. What are we doing with the teleporter? There we go, right on to bridge. See if they can just keep everybody a nice little line here for Kolda. Kados able to find a final blow. Pushing in on the back of all that damage. The Maga, no chance. Groka pins him into the wall. And the Reinhardt Sebastian comes out with a great Blitzkrieg first fight. See if we can change his response to this. Just Gunner going over to a Genji. which is immediately pushing up towards the middle window here while the rest of the team is going to the high ground. Ooh, Kados alone on the outside. Yeah! I don't think made the read on the Genji swap. He did find themselves in a very vulnerable position. And this is Gunnar picking up some space. Teleport used just to push about 10 meters backwards. Golda is shifted back and forth through that, trying to find a target. But Ilo is already able to move in. Big stomp. The pin into the back, though, got rid of so much hell. What a pin out of Groka. There is a flip underneath, and Gunnar does finish off Golda after that pin takes place, but there's no tank left here. And Dusty are on the retreat. Lady Trash Panda, hello, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. High flying stomp off the top rope. That's an Ant Matrix thrown in. But nobody really there to use it for Pytel. It ends up just kind of being a mosh pit in the corner. Good job out of Dusty to really devalue that. Not allow either the healing, but another big pin from Groka. Ilo gets themselves isolated. Despite the initial great play. Still, it's enough to get keep the point in control of Dusty here. They're not able to hold forward. Got to sit back and wait for Ilo to get back into this fight. Do have a blade to work with, as well as a orbital ray into this next one. Shatter here for Croker. Oh, I thought I was about to just solo Shatter Ilo right there and then. That'll do. But the blade has already done so much damage. Gunner's already chopped through 3. It's too late. This Shatter will not get it done. It's a mere speed bump in the road, a hiccup, if you would, here from Dusty. And as fun as this Reinhardt comp is to watch, it's getting a little outplayed right now. Not gonna lie. Couple more strikes right out of the gate. We're gonna get the rally popped up front alongside the cage fight. Nikki Yori, woo, goes in deep to try to find the kill onto that Bastion. And ends up overextending a little bit. Now the Bob thrown in, I think just to buy some time here and try to get back up to 99. Ilo take it down, so it's given Respawn time to get back into this fight. It's going to be a teleport up through the window. Clever little move, I like it, but good shots out of Nerf this. And Pytel already find themselves down 1 in this fight. Kato's low, Gunner there with the final blow. Now Gunner in on top of the Bastion. With that yellow bar of overtime, getting less and less in a 15-kill streak here for Gunner. It's a great opening map here for the underdogs, and Dusty will start off with a 1-0 lead. All right, some stats there from map 1. Woo. Just all-around good map out of Dusty. Gunner coming in 26-5, highest elims in the lobby. It was their counterpart that had highest damage. So Aaron is nerfed this, I suppose. Looks like we are getting a sub coming in for this second map. As we have George is subbing in. All right. Hollywood band out here as we head into map number 2. Let's see. George is subbing it in the support role. So Iggyari coming out. And we will have George. Oh, no, sorry. Iggyari's still in. No.
Ready for battle.
Oh, maybe George was still. Never mind. George was in. What am I thinking? I'm dumb. I'm big dumb. All right, let's get into King's Row. Oh, shoot. There we go. I try to do that before we go into map. So, you know, you don't see it all happen. Better late than never, though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Furlough sticking with the
Defend objective A.
Maga here on this defense. We're going to get Echo Ash. Calder showing us the Widowmaker right out of the gate. Helix is Orion. Just, you know, super streamer names. I had to go double check, make sure I'm correct on these things. Calder trying to fight Orion in the back right now. Cheeseburger has gone back to the Torp. We saw a little bit of this in the first map. Didn't see a whole lot of success with it. But, ooh, opening pick from Colda. That might just do it. There is some pressure coming back through Hotel. And it ends up just being a fight that direction. So, oh, in the rotation, it looks like Colda has gotten some high ground. Just judging from where that shot was. Oh, no, just hanging right here on point. Just right in the face of Dusty. Nice headshot onto Gutter. Almost got another one. Futhar, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. That is a one and done there on the first map. Colton giving open kill. Good rotation. Both orbital rays coming up here for this next fight. The streets of Kings Road. It's going to be big difference makers. It's always the anticipation of where the fight is going to happen and who can kind of muscle through. We don't get as much teams just swapping sides like we saw in the recent meta. And this one, somebody seems to die. Going into the back line, yeah, the overroom was there. Kind of forces the fight into the back, but oh, look at this clap back. Dude, the team's doing it, just kind of swapping sides. Good job from Gutter. The Echo in with the damage boost from that orbital beam is just nasty. You're able to fly above the fight. Now the duplicate in with the Maga. And looking to just chase out some exit picks here. He's gonna trying to find Groka, but Groka gets topped up. Duke does its job as it'll buy time for reinforcements to get back, and this defense will stabilize. We do get a very quick infrasight here out of Colder, right around the 4-minute mark. Other playing on this left side with Cage. Yeah, looking for the back line. Oh, Kato's bashed in just at the wrong moment. He's going to go ahead and pop the rally. See if they can keep Tribiscuit alive in the back. But with the Molten Core in... Actually, excuse me. Molten Core was on their side. Still, despite the Molten Core, this defense of Dusty is going to hold. Ilo with a wonderful Cage on that one. Yeah, see, side swaps get me every time, y'all. Side swaps get me every time. What you trying to do up here, Gunner? Playing off this flank. Very deep angle. Able to take care of the turret. Kind of open this up a little bit. Let's check back in, see how this defense is holding. Nice shot on Nicola. Beautiful headshot there as well. It looked like Pytel just tried to muscle their way past and just get completely cut down on rotation. Things are still continuing to go south. Oh, Groka does trade out onto Iggyari. That's a big stomp in. That's going to get damage onto both the two players remaining. Kato's too low for comfort. Gunner will melt them both with that focusing beam. Defense holds again down to about 2.5 minutes. Not a whole lot for the attacking squad to work with. Get Gunner with an Echo and George with the focusing on the other side. We saw how well those two paired. First time this combo came out. It wasn't really a combo so much as Gunner was just able to play at it and then drop the duplicate afterwards to clean up the fight. Speed rings in. Big bio name out of Katos into the back. And the orbital is gorgeous. Once again, the Echo and the orbital. Seems like a match made in heaven. And the cage fight on the back of it. There to ensure victory here. And this one, another good hold out of Dust. Kroger dropping the cage right on Bookstore. I don't think really got anything. As a matter of fact, it's Helix who's coming up with all the goods. What a move out of Dusty as they all just duck into Bookstore. I think maybe even Iggyar ducked into the pub. But they avoid the cage fight altogether. Nice shooting there out of Orion.
60 seconds remaining.
You're the nice lady. Less than a minute to go. Well, they're trying to keep an eye out for Gunner. Gunner's on the flank, no doubt. Just not where they expected. Let's see what Calder can do on their own flank. Molten Cord thrown in from Cheeseburger. It buys him a little space, but Helix has already picked up one sitting on this high ground, not allowing those supports to catch up. And there comes Gunner in off of that flank, completely denying. But still, without supports, there's 4 kills on the board. Oh my goodness. Isn't the Torpik gonna get this point picked up? 18 seconds left to go. The Ashes trade. The Ashes kill each other. Calder manages to find the headshot before burning to death. Now it's just Cheeseburger here holding the fort. Kados returns on a Lucio to see if they can provide some assistance. Looks like Tibiscuit is back here as well. And there's Groka to anchor on this objective, hold the line. Got to get Calder back in this fight with that Bob. Good news is, still a little bit of time before George comes in with this orbital. They can get a kill on George. That might seal the deal. It's George who's lighting up the feed, and they've got their ultimate into this fight. The attacking Pytel can go nowhere. Dusty absolutely cleans up. Huge triple combo there. Big wombo to close out that defense.
Score.
Once again, you're 5-9 underdog, looking strong, looking strong.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Mugger Cup opened up so strong. Had 5.5 minutes going into second, but man, Dusty ate up every last one of those seconds. Now it's going to be a main defense as Cheeseburger shows us yet another kind of unusual pick for what we're used to seeing in this composition.
3, 2, 1.
T-Biscuit sticking with Iana.
Defend objective.
Hey, and Orion turned off streamer mode.
Activating combat.
All right, Ilo with an overrun. Just go get some positioning in on house here. Let's check out Orion. I figure he might be covering them and actually doing a little bit more of a hotel push. Orion on this low ground. Ilo low has been forced off that top side. Groker just backs up and regroups. Check the squad. Both of our teams take a moment. Ilo not taking too many moments. This is a speed ring up top. Still gets booped down. So there's no whip shot. So maybe that was the coach gun. Maybe it just dropped. Now we're seeing Kolda all the way in the back. I don't think it was a coach gun. Here comes the overrun, and there comes a kill from Gunner. Beautiful attack. Ilo comes down main. Gunner from long range towards the back high ground, and then they send Orion in through Hotel. Three-prong attack, and all three managed to find purchase. Whoop, whoop. Looping up top. Stay cold. I might be able to get that. Eventually, Shao is actually Kados who gets out. Oh, yeah, we went to go to Kados Pop and hit the Ana instead. Groka had a bottom at the back. Went in and get a good stomp on Orion. Speedering used to disengage despite the 5v3. It has now turned into a 5v4 very quickly in Pytel's in Dusty's favor, especially when they have two Magas on the battlefield, courtesy of Gunnar. Still not able to get up towards that cage fight. There's a blizzard amidst everything, and the Nano was thrown on to Groka as well. So it's a cage fight, and Groka will not get up their ultimate despite having that extra Nano. Once it faded, they were just a sitting duck there for Ilo in that cage fight. Really nicely pieced together set of engagements. Really good push all the way through here into the Foundry. The Bionade will deny that torpedo healing onto Gunnar, but still 4 players remain. The cart pushing forward with 3 on it. And lots of time in the bank here for Dusty to move up to match point. The defensive bop thrown in, wall blocked, both bombs were thrown in. They're into the back line, look to favor the attackers, but 2 kills on the board here as Cheeseburger finds Igiyari. That is going to be the end of this push and a much needed sigh of relief coming out of Pytel. Sounds like wisdom to me, Ilo. Or Illo. Maybe it is Frilo. Could be Frilo. Could be Frilo. I'm not sure. Alright, started contest between our 2 Magas. Now that was, I think that was dynamite thrown in for both of our Ashes, because they seem to burn a lot longer than the Cardiac Overdrive. Although, what, did they add a second to Cardiac? Was that one of the... Anyway. Aggressive push here out of the defense, trying to isolate Illo in this inside. Also manages to get it towards another Blizzard. So, a couple of tools for this defense to work with. Great May wall in the back. Ilo tries to drop the cage fight, but the wall had prevented so many reinforcements from showing up. Gunnar is able to find one, but gets chased out. This gold is going to loop. Cold, it loops all the way around on this flank. Woo! Gunnar gets the pick. It was Orion that got the pick. Still 3 ults expended there from the defense. You're going to have both DPS ults to work with here on this attack. And Gunnar on a little sneaky sneak up through the top side. T-Biscuit has sightlines on this. We've got to be careful. Ooh, he's approaching a dangerous moment there with their back turned to Gunnar. That could have been instant death and would have very quickly turned into a cap. Looks like it's going to be Juno's the target. Oh, but Gunnar kind of flubs it. Still able to duplicate onto the Margaret and drop in. Orion with a bob into the mix, and there's a pair of kills on the board here for the attacking Dusty. Gunnar going in the back to clean up while Illo just dealing with a cryo freeze on point. Kados gets the wall in front of Illo, but still is going to get battered down here. Or excuse me, Cheeseburger. Now it's desperation time. Can anybody from Pytel even get back to touch? That's going to be the Chargers running into each other. Groka's stopped short. And Dusty will move up to match point. Good boy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. So that's there for map number 2. Whew, man, once again looking very dominant. Gunnar with most elims, Orion with most damage of the DPS. Tanks, you know, I mean, getting a lot done there on King's Row, as you might expect. That DPS duo of Dusty are hot today. All right, let's go take a look at my handy-dandy, brand-new, super fancy map band screen. It's Dusty abandoning out Coliseum. And headed into what could be our final map if they can keep up this fantastic work. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Trash Panda. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Let's get into map 3.
Ready for battle.
Move it! I just wanted a chance to use the command. I never get to use the command. That was a good excuse to use the command. I know it'll probably seem weird until you, but I really am very appreciative. Thank you. Thank you so much.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we got another side swap.
Unlocks in 30 seconds.
All right. This Pytel squad coming in and feeling a little underrated as far as I'm concerned. Groka, the captain, taking this team. See if they can bring it back here after they've gotten beat up by this 5-9 Dusty underdogs. But Pytel want their season to continue after today. They've got to turn it around, and it's got to start right here, right now on Runasapi. So far, some good ground picked up. Early meterage going in favor of Pytel. The gunner on this Echo has been a real X factor the entire game. How they've struggled, Pytel have struggled to deal with this Echo. The Echo's been able to get underneath, kind of get past their defenses. Kolda has swapped over to Cass. It's the first time we've seen the Cass come out here from Pytel today. And you can see how much they're respecting the Echo with this, very inside positioning, very protected positioning. Open raid, I'll throw it in here. And Pytel trying to take this point back on top of it. They'll get 3 picks. 2 coming from Kolda on this Cass. Deadeye now ready to go. So, this is looking like a checkpoint picked up here. Good couple of fights start things off here for Pytel. They do indeed get those close spawns. Get that moment of break there for TS1. Mr. Bob goes over to say hello, Mr. TS1, but only gets a quick hello before they have to skedoodle. Oh. Ilo just smashes through Molten Core. Says, I don't care about your Molten Core. Really nice retake. They're out of Dusty. And once again, Gunner on this Echo, proving a major problem, particularly with that focusing beam. You get the stomp in from Ilo, some initial damage, and Gunner's right there to clean it up with that focusing beam. Now 4 ultimates all line. Just the Bob expended in that fight here from Dusty. We are going to get that duplicate initially. Wow, that went down fast, didn't it? Holy cow, I didn't even have time to go to the pod before the duplicate was gone. Like a magic trick. Rotation here because of George's orbital ray. So Pytel just disengage, rotate to meet on this corner, try to re-engage with their own ult. Groka did manage to catch Ilo. I think Ilo got up to the top. Yeah, let's go to some Groka pop. We're giving the rest of the squad. Groka followed them up there. Ends up baiting Gunner into a death, trying to follow in. Kolda gets the pick. On a knife's edge, this fight continues with a cage fight. Invested here from Frillo. I think it might just do, but Frillo goes down. The rally is there, holding from Kato's. But eventually, the shield breaks, as does the ranks of Pytel. Dusty are going to get this checkpoint and more. God, I didn't even see the Deadeye invested into that one. Woo! Good shooting. I mean, not that, you know, the Maga's a pretty big target, but still, you know. Cola puts the shots in. Make it happen. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, so no, now their team has a tank. Dusty are back in control of the bot. Not able to quite get the lead. They got a little bit of meterage, but, I mean, we're 1 meter shy of the lead here. Bob throwing in on the outside. This might force everybody back into the room. Cage fight was out. That one came out for Pytel, but it's Dusty who gets all the kills. Bonafide, you're trapped in here with me moment. And Dusty now have the lead. An emphatic one at that. Let's get some cheeseburger tour pop. I don't feel like I've gotten nearly enough cheeseburger pop today. Gunner's dupe. Only momentarily onto that cast. Still a couple of kills going in Dusty's favor here as they dance around the molten core cheeseburger. Cheeseburger trying to flank it, see if they can get an angle. Put Furlough in an uncomfortable spot. Furlough does use the overrun to disengage. Mostly from the Deadeye, more so than from Cheeseburger. That was kind of a small dog, giant dog scenario. But cage fight from Dusty is good. As Ilo once again is able to clean up in this fight. Now, there's still plenty of time to go, but Pytel need to stabilize. They need to do it sooner rather than later. That pick from Cheeseburger is a good start. Pick to Orion out of the back line now. Does Dusty want to invest in the ults into this? Doesn't look like it. He already gets caught up at front. The rest of Dusty shall disengage. Still holding orbital and coming up on a duplicate, but you know, you got double support ult available here. Cage fight not too far away for Pytel. And again, I've seen some wild swings on this map. Oh, it takes us a couple of fight wins, and Pytel are right back into this thing. They've got the tools. They've got the talent. That's a beautiful overrun there to kick things off. We're already invested from both teams. But it looks like Pytel are going to get the way better into this deal. They do throw in the rally. I don't know if the rally was necessary to close it out, but they felt like it was, and it's clean. They keep all 5 alive for their investment and do hold on to cage fight. So we'll continue to push. This will get the bot up underneath the windows.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Molten core is out. Cage fight is in though, and that is all Pytel. Whoa. All right, easy, easy. So the one ultimate they had, I mean, they build the Deadeye through that, but the one ultimate they're used from Groka perfectly timed and does swing this fight. So that's 2 fight wins in a row. That's what I was talking about. Now, so this is looking a lot closer. One more could potentially be the lead, and Furlough's already low. Leaving a couple on this outside. Gunner's going to go ahead. Is down. Gunner's gone. All right. What has been the X Factor here of this Dusty squad, not in this fight, and what could potentially be for the lead on this map. Gunner returns. We have crossed the threshold, and Pytel now claim 140 plus meters. Eyes on the cap. Nilo is there in time to prevent it. Some low health bars on that side, but rally has been popped here. They are used to further push those health bars down into the dirt. And we will get a hold. This bot heads back the other direction. This is one of the closest push maps I think I've ever seen as far as total meterage. We're looking at a total of 276 meters on the board. Oop. You're getting chased by Colda from inside. Colda with the beautiful flank. Oh, what a big play. It's a high-risk play, and Colda chases it down. Will finally land that shot to finish off Gunner, but you know what? Never mind a couple of misses. The play was good. The brains were there. And Pytel now have the lead and control. 20 seconds to go. A fight win here from Pytel would seal the deal. Dusty could extend the map out, try to force another engagement here. It's going to be pretty even on ults, but 5 in the pocket. Here Pytel as they launch Orbital and Cage at the same time. Deadeye thrown in over the top. Trident in this thing. They get a couple skulls on this. That's going to be enough to take down George and in the duplicate as well. But Gunner strikes back. Orion gets the bomb in, gets a pair of kills. And Dusty extend this thing. All 5 ults invested there from Pytel, and they do not come up with the win. Yari is going to have a rally. It might take a couple of swings into this fight, but it will be the only ult available from either squad. There was a massive 9 ult fight. Pytel trying to protect their season, trying to keep this series alive. In the neutral. Both Cardiacs popped first. Orion put some damage in across the way. Let's keep an eye on Gunner, who's been an X Factor all day. But no, it's Illo who goes down. Gunner's caught on the inside with hardly any health. And this is Pytel reclaiming what is theirs here at the end of the map. One final fight to take it, and Colda steps up big. Finds 2 headshots onto both DPS, and will force us into a map 4. Oh, hold on. Those are round 2 stats. Give me round 3 stats. There they are. All right, y'all collect some round 3 stats while I go set this in the back. Whew. Okay. We have got ourselves a series, friends. We have got ourselves a series. I mean, still looking good. I mean, it's your Dusty DPS. You know, we're getting in the mid 15,000 there from Orion, but it wasn't enough. Cheeseburger and Colda stepping up. That cast swap from Colda. Colda was, I think, your player of the map on that one. All right, we headed to map 4. We actually do have, you know, after a whole season of no bans on this map, we have double bans on this map. New Junk City and Hanaoka banned out here. All right. Saravasa, map number 4.
Initial flashpoint marking.
No changes out here from Dusty, but we're back into the Reinhardt Sim Bastion here from Pytel. See if they're able to run it out, see if they're able to close this gap. Gunnar gave them so many problems in this composition before. We did end up with a, I believe, a Genji swap last time to deal with this, by the way. Wheels down here from Colda. They got an Immortality Field at their back, and Groka storming forward. Does force Ilo to make that rotation around. And there's a full rotation back, giving first cap on over to Pytel here to kick things off. Probably not able to get much done up front. Has to use the overrun to disengage. Not able to work through the Reinhardt just yet. Shield staying strong. There's not a whole lot of shield pressure from the squad outside of Frillo on the Maga themselves. I think it's going to be up to Gunnar and Orion to find an angle to open this up. Catching Kados along the outside, but Kados gets back in with the rest of the group. Ant Matrix now here. This is going to be a lot of damage poured in from the Bastion, but Gunnar's able to sneak around the outside, take the Bastion out of the fight while Orion finds that angle, slots one through to the middle, and we get a pause. Not the sim wall. No. I mean, photon barrier is actually pretty strong. Hey, we actually get a preemptive unpause. That is rare. That is rare. Nice. Good job, teams.
Systems on optimal levels.
Okay. As a discuss pause rules, you do in fact need an admin to unpause preemptively. Otherwise, just wait out the 2 minutes. Well, we're back into this thing. 43% on the board here for Dusty. Teleport to the high ground. Ooh, I meant to go to some Colda pop. We could get an idea of Colda up here. Sound barrier now thrown in. Ooh, that is an orbital rail on top of Frillo. They go into the back. Oh, they almost had Colda. Colda gets knocked right onto the Mega. Oh, unlucky. Then the Fire Strike swing down onto Igiari. The pin catches Orion. Everything coming up Groka. Woo! Yeah, for a sec. Dusty is absolutely upset now. Pytel won the last map, so that, you know what? They've got one step towards a reverse sweep, but if this fight's anything to go on, it's looking like Groka and Pytel. I mean, you know what? Yeah, they might be able to do it. You know, that's what I'm saying. They might be able to do it. We'll see. We'll see. I love a good underdog, but I also love a good reverse sweep. I'm torn. Keep an eye on the sim. Where do we want to go? Are we going to try to teleport in the back line? Where are we going? You don't want to get pinned down, otherwise everybody's just going to end up in a cage fight. Oh, or you could just, you know, blast the Maga's face off. That's certainly an option. Okay. Second attempt for Dusty on this point. Not able to use any ultimates on that. This Illo just gets destroyed. I still haven't settled on Illo or Ilo. Like, I guess either will work for this exercise. How do you cage fight into this? Oh, it's the teleport shatter. Frillo just gets destroyed. Colda tried to do the same thing, but you know, it didn't work out as well for them. As Orion slowly works their way around this corner under the protection of Bob, and now an Ant Matrix up from the other side. T-Biscuit just trying to keep the Ryan alive through this. The sound barrier now invested, and Groko goes storming forward. He's already picked up killing Iggyari. And it looks like the Reinhardt comp working out here. 90% to go, and all the kills going in Pytel's favor on the back of this fight. Great teleport to deny the escape. 2 points on the board here for Pytel. Gunnar got that kill from out here. Woo! Orbital right available here for Dusty. Point just now unlocking. Yeah, teleport all the way to the other side, trying to drop into the back line. Catches Orion completely flat-footed in that roam. Wish I hadn't a double tap to pop. There's the cage fight. What a catch. Kados is going to get immediately gunned down. Gunner's just trying to see if they can pour in some stickies from the outside. Kid picks up one. The orbital ends up a little bit outside of the cage fight. Didn't quite get max value out of that one. And Dusty starting to fall apart here in the back of the fight. They do have Groko low, but Groko's able to get topped up, at least back up to the armor level. T-Biscuit goes down. Gunner temporarily uses a duplicate onto a Reinhardt, but is immediately taken back out of that. Cheeseburger's returned with the photon barrier and has the turrets locked down on the point. Car wash here, to which Bob has been thrown in to try to buy as much percentage as possible, with Frillo and George already going down. Point will flip. Dusty get about 66%. Everybody just hightailed it out of there. Good teleport to the top left. Does enough to where Groka's able to find that kill on the Gunner. Philip moving on to the point. There was a teleport to the high ground. Bash on the high ground be very dangerous. Oh, Gunner goes in like a 1v3. Cheeseburger moves back down onto the point. Artillery strike thrown in, and Groko's able to pin in and get that kill on to Gunner immediately. Orbital ray hidden from Dusty. A last chance here on this point to try to get something done, but Colda is already mowed through Iggyari. It just has to be an overrun onto the point, try to make something happen, but Frillo is completely outmanned, outgunned, outdone. And this final point, this map will go to Pytel. We are headed to map 5. We are headed to Escort to determine who will move on through this lower bracket, as Pytel just refused to die, refused to go home. A little Reinhardt play of the game, you betcha. Oh, no, not that one. Here, let's go here. That was our pause music. We don't need any more pause music. A very quick look. That was still map 3 stats. Let me see if I can refresh it into map 4. There's some map 4 stats. Hell, I didn't even need to put on the copyright-free music. We're just getting right into this 5th and final map. Let's see quick standouts here from map 4. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger with the unusual picks of the sim this time around. Comes up with the most elims, highest damage in the lobby, courtesy of Colda. Colda, once again, stepping up in that hit scan roll. It's like a quick reminder. It was Circuit Royale banned out here from Dusty. We are headed into Pytel map pick as they look to complete this reverse sweep in lower bracket round 1. No safety net. Winner will move on and face the winner of Everfrog versus Deja Vu. Loser goes home, and we're watching the rest of this bracket on my Twitch channel, apparently. I don't know. There was some place good to go with that. Let's get into this map 5. It's Shambali Monastery. And Pytel actually starting us on the defense. Let me get that swap for you. Sticking here with the Reinhardt comp.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in.
Gunnar, who had been such a tour de force through the first 2 maps, really giving a lot of problems to this Pytel squad, be it on the Reinhardt composition or in the Maga composition. Kept quiet, particularly on map 4. Gets silenced immediately here by the Bastion of Kolda. First death drawn by Pytel, and a good start. Is this looking to be a flawless defense. Oh, and the stagger on to George to boot. That's just nasty. That's just dirty. Heard that overrun come in. Ooh, deep into the back. Orion on the Reaper swap. We're getting into the double flex DPS now. As Orion has had enough of your shenanigans. We go right into the Reaper Genji, and that is going to do the trick. Dusty said, fine, you want to fight? And they bring a fight. And this one's going to get nasty. 4 ults online here for the defense. Equal coming up online here shortly for Dusty on this attack. Okay. I think, were they anticipating a Russian? I wasn't even aimed backwards. That might have just been an honest fat finger. Well, I'm not sure, but it's a disastrous mistake here on this map 5. And Dusty can't afford to be giving away their most powerful ultimate like that. An unfortunate turn. One immediately capitalized on here from Pytel. With Gunnar so far out of the fight, this is looking to be another aggressive push here. 5 ults online. Okay, Pytel slow their roll. Shatter lands, though. Ilo taking the brunt of that. The immediate damage in. The sound barrier will completely dole the blade of Gunnar. Not able to get anything but an immortality field. And another flawless fight here. 3 ults invested, I will say, from Pytel to hold that line. But hold it they do with 70 seconds to go. God, I saw the blade come out. I didn't see the cage fight come out. Orbital throwing in with the wall to deny any exit, but Orion gets through, gets the Death Blossom down onto both supports. And that's exactly what they needed. Finally, some signs of life here on map 5 out of Dusty. Still able to hold on to this rally, but you're going to need it. It's a blizzard here from the top. Cheeseburger with that in the pocket. Looking for the isolation onto that front line. Not even going to need it. Filo gets out. The rally has to be popped early. Here from Igayari. Backing up around the corner. You love to push, see if you can get a kill with this. You got to wait out the wheels of that Bastion, but there's the boop. There's the blizzard. Cheeseburger lands it perfectly. Gunnar's able to move in and pick up 1, though. And Dusty are not done with this fight. Gunnar gets a pair in. And despite the fantastic blizzard, it's a good push out of Dusty. They move past it. Everybody, well, except for Igayari, are able to push past the blizzard. Avoid the Ice Age and, avoid getting full health here. They get a point on the board, and Dusty continue to march forward. See comment about the aggressive Lucio. Let's check out Kato. Start going to this next fight. As the drop down happens, Kolda in artillery, or excuse me, in assault form. Ooh, Orion waiting up in the wings. The jump is in, trying to regroup with Orion as they drop down in out of the window, but not in time to save Frillo from all 5 players beating him down. Gunner's going to pop the Dragon Blade, avoids the artillery strike, trying to chase down Katos. Katos able to escape away, dodge up, continue to get this sound barrier online, while Kolda mops up here. Wheels are back down once again. Dusty find themselves in spawn once again. Cage fight Death Blossom is ready to go. The jump over the shatter. I think Ilo managed to avoid it as well. Just got on the outside of it. It is very low, but drops into cage fight. Sound barrier comes in from up top. All 4 players. So there's the Death Blossom. Everybody huddled up. Orion pauses for a moment just to wait for a little bit of that shielding to fade. Hits the Q, comes up with the goods. Huge 3-piece from Orion. That's the wombo we were looking for. Love the patience to wait out the sound barrier as well.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, I need more fingers. The overrun in, landed right on top of Kolda. Blizzard is in trying to just deny this attack. There's a couple people frozen up, but the orbital kept Orion moving through this. Allows them to trade out despite losing Ilo and Cutter. With 10 seconds to go, though, it's just Orion and George left here to try to hold this down. 2v3 on this point. It's going to be the Shadow Step in the back to keep the overtime going. Oh, the pin gets canceled! Orion able to swift step out, but they are a lone wolf against an entire army. And that's as far as Dusty will find themselves. Will it be enough to move on through this lower bracket?
Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Five, four, three,
We gonna get a close hold here?
attackers incoming.
Oh, yeah, we're absolutely getting a close hold. 3-2 split from this defense. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. We're going to see Groka and Kolda try to focus the 3. They managed to push back up main. What a dangerous rotation. Health bars are dangerously low as well. Seemingly for everybody, actually. That was a lot of very low health bars. Kolda and Groka getting topped up, though. Same can't be said for Frillo here on this point. First fight is going to go towards Pytel. Important fight on the quarter. This will be a tough retake if Dusty can't win it here. And they'll give up so much time if they give it this point this early. Go watch out for the Ant Matrix as you're running in too deep. Ooh, Frilo goes in back behind everybody. Ryan's able to find T-Biscuit up from the top. Heals not quite enough, but Kados drops to another great shot out of Orion. So despite losing Frillo on this point, this defense is in a good spot. Groka kind of getting staggered out here a little bit. Yeah, that is going to allow time for Frillo to get back here. Good and very, very important fight win here out of Dusty. Hey, Rye, what's up, my friend? I appreciate you being here. Matrix still available, ready to go. Bomb's going to get thrown in from Orion off the corner to start. Pretty much completely devaluing that Amp Matrix. Yeah, a big overrun from Frillo. There's the orbital. The orbital's here. Oh, Groka's return, though. Watch out for the shatter. Don't get overly ambitious, because you're going to get smashed. Gunner goes down. No chance to use the blade. And Dusty was kind of feeling themselves there. Maybe a little too much. Overran used to escape the blizzard. But still no health remains. Kolda turns the corner. Pytel march on forward towards this first point. 75 seconds remain. There is time for a recontest here. The block, the artillery strike, right on to the point. Rally uphill from Agiari, blade out. Already a pair of kills into the back line. Gunner tiptoeing around that bastion. I think if anything is trying to keep him distracted. Cold actually does win that out of the end, but the dynamite landed. They're going to burn, and T-Biscuit gets staggered. So a really nice retake here out of Dusty. Suddenly things are looking a little close. A little hairy here for Pytel. They have no ults to work with. 30 seconds on the clock. Nothing even close. You're going to have to win this in the neutral and going into a 5v6 with Mr. Butler available here from Orion. The wall will force Orion out. Gunner, don't bite off more than you can chew. Dusty has done that once already in this map. Ant Matrix up originally right out of the gate. And then Frillo gets cut down. Up to the skies. George is trying to hide from the double damage coming out from this bastion. Something Gunner cannot do. Not much solace to be found for anybody from Dusty on this point, and there is one on the board. We're not done here. Another 2 minutes. 2 minutes for Pytel to try to see if they can move up this precious few meterage they need. Shatter in the hand of Groka. Orion's still holding on to that bomb. Never used it in that previous fight. All the early poke damage Gunner can get huge. Go up towards this blade. Still 2 minutes as Groka puts the shatter in. Ilo's going to go down immediately. T-Biscuit coming up with that kill, but you lose Kolda. You lose a bulk of your damage right out of the gate, and Groka's starting to back up. Gunner wants to go in and see if they can take the knees out from underneath this comp. Finds the supports. Dusty once again digging deep, despite losing their tank early. They'll come out on top of this fight. George going to get that kill? You bet George is going to get that kill. Sorry, I didn't get to your pop soon enough. $130 remain. Wheels down. Hilo trying to get out. Here comes Gunner in over the top. Blizzard thrown in, and then the blade just has to back up. No chance to use it. Just going to swing there, hold the corner. Do your best Reinhardt impersonation. May wall, artillery strike over the top. Orbital right thrown in. Sound barrier now invested. A lot of ults in the back of this fight. 45 seconds to go, and George goes down. Gunner trying to equalize. There's a rally on this point, but they're the only heals available. And Ilo is low. Will not get a chance to use this cage fight. The Matrix in the back means double damage is pouring across this point here for Pytel as they mow forward and complete the reverse sweep to keep their season alive. Down 0-2 means nothing to this Pytel squad. It was a strong start for the underdogs of Dusty. But the Pytel Reinhardt comp comes in too much for him. Proves too much. Comes in swinging. There we see on the back of one of those big shatters. Ooh-wee. All right, yeah, I mean, that's one way. That's one way to prove yourself in the playoffs. Come through with a reverse sweep. Are you kidding me? Let's get that third point on the board here for Pytel. A heartbreaker. A heartbreaker for Dusty. But man, they put up a hell of a fight. I mean, if you're going to go down at the end of the season, go down swinging. Force your opponent to make a reverse sweep. Oh my, oh my. Okay. Well, we'll have Pytel moving on here through the bracket. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at some at 5 stats. God, they were close. Orion and Kolda, both at 38 and 9. I mean, Kolda had an additional 4,000 damage. God, that was a close map. Ridiculously close. Dusty, I'm so proud of you. I mean, 5 and 9, I would never would have guessed. They did not play like a 5 and 9 squad here today. Holy cow. And against a team that I said I felt has been a little slept on and, you know, could really surprise some people. And man, I think Pytel surprised everyone with this reverse sweep. Expected to win until you go down 0-2. Whew. All right, friends. All right. Well, it is a holiday here in the States, and I've got some wonderful family time planned. So that is going to be all I have for you on the day. Best of luck to the rest of our teams here throughout this playoff day. There's a lot of action going on. So, you know, keep an eye on things. I will definitely be back tomorrow. I haven't exactly figured out what my schedule is going to look like. Let's get through today first. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, incredible. What a match. What a match to get us. Thank you so much to both of our teams. Thank you so much to both of our teams for rescheduling so that we can make this happen. Without everybody, you know, willing to do that, we would not have gotten this wonderful match on stream. I said on tank as I read the Groka's message there. Ryan best tank. Yeah, that's stuck in the gray matter. Interrupted my thought even. Play Malga go 0-2, switch to Ryan, win 3-2. Boom. All right, there you have it. There you have it. But yes, thank y'all so much for adjusting the time. What a wonderful match to get on stream. Big shout out to Dusty. You know what? I'm sorry your season ended here, but you go down fighting, and hey, we at least got to see y'all pop off a bit. Some fantastic moments out of Dusty here in this series. So you know, at least we got it on stream. We got to see you play one last time here in this year. You know, before we see what happens at 225, but we'll see what happens. You know, tomorrow as well. I don't know. I'll be back soon, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for being here. Be kind to each other. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.